Alright, let's talk about Shadow Mewtwo versus Chandelure, a matchup that I've had a significant amount of experience in recently, playing Twixie in several first to 10s online. So we played him in 3 first to 10s. Magikarp is the answer. You're going to want to start with Magikarp, and you're going to want to go support focus. This move, forward Y, is probably the single best field phase moves in the game. Even in dual phase, this is probably the best single move in the game. It's really good. It pierces when it's fully charged. It can track depending on like where you're at, depending on like how they do it. It's just like the move is really good. Now, the way to avoid it for the most part is by sidestepping. This isn't guaranteed, but it's still pretty decent. It will break a shield very quickly. It only takes like I think 2 fully charged hits to break Shadow Mewtwo's shield. If you block 2 fully charged lasers, your shield is gone. So this thing is really good. Now, here's the deal though. If you notice, that was a 5-hit combo. And this 5 hits as well. If they go into this block string, or you know, just pressure string, that's 9 hits to shift you. Even if they're doing this stuff, it takes multiple hits. If you see where I'm getting at here, charge side Y, that's gonna be 1 hit to shift you, unless you're point blank. Let me see. Yeah, it's multiple hits if you're point blank. Back Y into any sort of combo, that's gonna be multiple hits. So you can see, obviously, if I have Magikarp, they can't shift me. It's just not gonna happen. No matter what they do, they can go for homing. It really doesn't matter what they do to me. They're not gonna be able to shift me. Back Y. It doesn't matter what they hit me with. So you can just kind of go in, you know, at your heart's content. No big deal. They can't even hit you with the counter attack. So Magikarp, you see, boom. They can't shift you. That totally changes the matchup because it gives you a hard knockdown. And the hardest thing about dealing with Chandelure is to get close to it. All of a sudden, you give it a 50-50, pillar or throw, and I would suggest going for pillar most of the time. It's actually pretty amazing. So you're just walking around. Oh, they're down all of a sudden. Oh, you side Y around them, and then obviously they have burst. But still, the point would be that they can't actually stop you from approaching the Now, in the instances where Magikarp is not on deck, this move is going to be the most annoying, which is neutral Y. Well, it's the second most annoying. The most annoying move is actually going to be back Y. Back Y is something that you can't homie under it. You can't forward Y under it because Shadow Mewtwo is just too tall. Honestly, I think Chandelure should use this move a lot more against Shadow Mewtwo. But a lot of times they'll do this, and then they'll start doing this. So, personally, what I like to do is I like to move to the side. Because if you see how there's gaps in this? Like, there's like, in between the 3 hits. If you can stand in those gaps while it's doing the back Y, you can whiff punish with your forward Y. Or you can just do a preemptive headbutt, but that's pretty easy. But once they start doing this, that's when you can do your jump Y. So you block this, and then you jump over, and then you can hit them with the jump Y and the flamethrower. I think that getting hit by those is really devastating. So also, sidestep avoids that. You're gonna get hit if you try to interrupt it. If you keep sidestepping, however, you can interrupt before the laser comes out. Personally, I think jumping Y is like the best option for most enemies. But it really depends on, you know, the angle that they're at. Cancel it. If you see they're in any animation, cancel the thunder. Don't even think about it. Just be like, oh, they're in an animation, they're gonna get hit. So cancel the thunder. Don't even like second guess. You see them start doing that and you jump, go for the thunder. Sidestep is really good. It allows you to, so That didn't even combo, but that's the point. What else? Level 3 Blast on paper it's nice. You usually don't get enough room to actually charge the whole thing though, but it will trade with laser if you can't get it to do that. Yeah, but this is definitely Shadow Mewtwo's most difficult field phase to deal with. Another trick is, let me show you this. If Chandelure does this up laser where they just jump and charge it the whole way. If you jump and then you air dash up, it is actually possible to get this to quit. So you air dash up, and if you air dash at the correct timing, you'll actually be able to punch that. So air dash up, it's pretty good. So it's, you know, obviously there's not a guarantee that you're gonna stop this. You don't know exactly which direction they're gonna be going, but that's a pretty good strategy for the most part. You really just want to be moving this thing to the corner as you do with most characters, but after that, it's going to be a mix between charge side Y, smog, forward Y, and laser. All of these can be jumped over except for back Y. So it really comes down to, do you want to Zen headbutt it to interrupt this preemptively, or do you want to block? Or do you want to do jump Y? Jump Y beats everything except this. Every single thing except this. So jumping is the thing that I do the most. But this is probably their best move. Now, the move is negative on block, but they can like cancel into like a swing and then go into laser. So it's always dangerous to deal with. I think when you see it go into the air after this, you can jump Y after it. But personally, I would just like to walk close to it. You walk close to it, then if it does this like point blank, like let's say you have it in the corner, it does this right here, it doesn't have enough frame advantage to do another one. So this move, it beats mid-highs. I think it beats highs too. You can vortex to stop another one. You can forward Y if you've got it to block it. I mean, you can end up blocking that point blank. But it does go right through neutral Y, which is something that's important to know. You can counterattack it also, but if you block this and then you jump, you can easily just get hit. It's a really dangerous move. The biggest way that you're going to stop it is the fact that they don't have frame advantage afterwards. So you're going to want to challenge it with something like either a Zen headbutt after you blocked it, or a forward Y, because that thing is safe on block. Or you can go for a counterattack, that's what you feel. And then last, of course, you can see. This is going to be probably your most difficult and frustrating matchup in field phase, and I think the only real way to learn it is not even with this guide, it is playing players. And for the most part, you're going to want to play Twixie if you can figure out how to get a hold of it. But other than that,